All right, everybody, welcome to Simply Bitcoin, the channel that breaks down all the daily Bitcoin news, meme review, the cringy fails, software releases. We've got it all. And of course, drop us a like and subscribe. Okay, we're kicking it off with the numbers. Here we go.
Clock Moody Dashboard.
Block height of 654,817. We're currently at a Bitcoin price of 13,610. Chain rewrite days of 604, nice bump up. Total lightning capacity of 1,043.80 Bitcoin.
Those chain rewrite days. I mean,
Yeah,
baby.
John.
Baby. I mean, chain rewrite, baby. Looking really good. You guys know what I mean.
It is looking good, man. That is a serious bump up. We were trending at like 530, 510. All of a sudden, a huge bump to 600. That just in, layman's terms, the chain rewrite days is how long it takes to attack Bitcoin. Okay.
Exactly.
And somebody is going to need more money than they could ever, let's just say more money than is currently available to be able to go and attack Bitcoin. And the higher that number goes, the more impossible it becomes to attack it from that vector. So
it's not impossible, but it's economically unfeasible.
Economically, yeah, unfeasible.
Exactly.
Agreed.
Exactly. So that number is looking good. And
Yeah,
Phil,
man.
it's time for
The daily fail. So Roger once again comes back. He's like this tired. It's like this tired old man that has like there's like no steam left. Bitcoin Cash has more than 20 times the transaction capacity of Bitcoin, and nobody cares. Nobody cares. Okay, it's like nobody cares about your cheap money that is worthless, that is centralized, that lost the battle against Bitcoin. It's over. It's ridiculous. Nobody cares about the store every 6 months that you show that, oh my God, accepts Bitcoin Cash for coffee. Guess what? It's a garbage token.
Yep.
So the fact that he accepted it for coffee, you should be freaking thrilled.
Exactly. And I bet you
you fooled him to accept that for coffee.
And I bet you he paid that coffee guy to accept that Bitcoin Cash in the first place. 100%.
100%. That's the only way he can get these people to do these stupid shill videos. But anyways.
Look, guys, we're not talking crap. I'm literally going to put the hash rate of Bitcoin right here, and I'm going to put the hash rate of Bitcoin Cash right here. As you can tell, the Bitcoin Cash hash rate has remained exactly the same since 2017, and the Bitcoin hash rate has skyrocketed. Literally, it's grown exponentially. And what Phil was talking about earlier about the chain rewrite days, well, Bitcoin Cash's chain rewrite days are not that crazy,
Nope.
And that's what gives Bitcoin value, guys. Remember that. So, Phil, It's time for
the daily meme review.
The price is wrong, bitch.
I think you've had enough. No? Now you've had enough. Bitch.
Dude, that was great. That was great. Short, concise, understandable. I'm going to give it a 9.5, Phil.
9.5, huh? Okay. Well, you know what? You and I are on the same level today. I am going to give it a 9.5 as well.
Awesome.
I like Adam Sandler. I'm a huge old school Adam Sandler fan. I don't really like a lot of the newer stuff that he's done, but
It's terrible. The new stuff is horrific. It's not good.
It's not even. You wouldn't even show that to. It's not even family viewing.
I don't know what happened to him. Maybe he got.
Well, it's because he's stuck to the same type of comedy with the same people. It's like he's constantly. I feel like he's constantly having to pay. What's it called? He's constantly having to pay. What's his name? Oh my God, Rob Schneider's rent. Okay, it's like every single movie. It's like, all right, I'll give this guy some crumbs. Here, you can have a part. Save this.
I agree with you. I agree with you. And for anyone that doesn't know who that is, don't worry. I'm going to make it pop up. All right. Phil, it's time for
The Daily News, sponsored by Crypto Cloaks.
So this is kind of a follow-up to yesterday, but it's not really a follow-up. I guess it's a follow-up. I don't know. Bitcoin miners in Iran have a new buyer, the central bank. Guys, that is absolutely crazy. So if you're mining Bitcoin in Iran and you need a place to sell it to, you could sell it to the central bank. Bitcoiners have been touting about this for the last, I don't know how many years. Now it's happening. Now you have an ability. As a miner, you don't have to sell it to the market. You could sell it to your country's own central bank in Iran. That's crazy. I suspect they're doing it to skirt U.S. sanctions. You know, for whatever the reason, it's pretty awesome that Bitcoin gives countries that have been politically oppressed by the U.S. weaponizing the dollar to kind of have an out like that. So that's pretty awesome. You know, forget about all the political disagreements aside. The fact that you're able to do that with Bitcoin and the U.S. government can't do anything about it is super empowering, and I love that. What do you think about this, Phil?
Very quickly, it's just, you know, Bitcoin really is money for everyone. It really is, and this is just further proof of that. And you know what? I mean, that is, don't get me wrong, you know, like you said, politics aside, that's pretty bullish.
I agree.
You know, so yep. Hey,
you said it the other day, and I loved it, Phil. You said Bitcoin is the money of enemies, something like that, right? And
enemies.
Mm-hmm. It's the money that the other ostracized world is forced to use, and guess what? It's a better money anyway. So,
but just for transparency, I read that from a tweet back in like 2018 or 2017. So somebody way smarter than me came to that conclusion first. And when I read it, I was like, holy crap, that totally makes sense. So I wish I could give, you know, props to whoever it was. I just don't remember who wrote that original tweet.
Well, props to the Anon, right? Yep. Shout out to you.
Anon OP.
All right, so our next piece of news for today, it's not as bullish, but we have to tell you, BlockFi, the company that we do not like, we do not approve of BlockFi at Simply Bitcoin for one reason. They're rehypothecating Bitcoin. That is not good. They're commingling a bunch of funds. If you do want to take a Bitcoin load for whatever reason, you know, we're not sponsored. We're not telling you go check out Unchained Capital because we agree with their multi-sig, right? And it's using the power of Bitcoin. So BlockFi is taking a 5% stake in Grayscale's $4.8 billion trust. Again, I'm not a fan of Grayscale. Grayscale is the people that sell you the paper Bitcoin on the New York Stock Exchange. It's under GBTC. That's those guys. If you buy Grayscale, we call it the Bitcoin for boomers, right? If you buy Grayscale, you're buying paper Bitcoin. It's not. You're buying an IOU, right? It's the same thing as buying golds. You're not buying physical golds. You're buying an IOU for gold, right? There's no point in buying Bitcoin like that. You know, you have to buy Bitcoin. You have to take custody of your Bitcoin. So I love how these two evil corporations, you know, BlockFi and, you know, Grayscale are just teaming up, I guess. It's very weird. What are your thoughts on this, Phil?
I thought BlockFi was a Bitcoin house, right? Freaking Pomp and Jason Williams, right? Always shilling Bitcoin on Twitter like it's the freaking God's gift, you know? But yet, take a look at that, right? That's what they're pulling. You know, it's like, so they're supposedly a Bitcoin house, and they're going to go to Grayscale.
It's evil.
I don't know, man. That's weak. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. If it works for them, it works for them, but I think it's weak. I have no, you know what I mean? I don't give either of those companies business in any way, shape, or form, so.
Whatever. It's the news, guys, so be wary. It's the news. Be wary of BlockFi. We are not fans for the reasons we've stated. Dude. Phil, there was a software release today.
Software releases in the after hours on the Swan Lounge today. Corey let us in on a little secret, which we're just going to tell everybody anyways, because I think it's actually pretty cool, is that Bitcoin, you can actually now use Swan in New York, which they haven't been able to do forever. So it's all 50 states plus Puerto Rico. And as well, the daily buys are going to be starting. So They've got better fees than Cash App, and I'm super excited to be switching over. So I already do the dollar cost averaging with them, as I've said on my podcast, but I'm definitely going to take a look at the daily buys.
Awesome. Yeah, man. Swan Bitcoin, they keep on doing it, man. It's pretty cool. Yep, cool. And guys, thank you, Phil. Thanks for that. Thanks for the software updates and all the news and all the exciting features. And guys, thank you so much for tuning in this week for another awesome week of Simply Bitcoin. If you guys like the show, give it a like. If you guys love the show, subscribe. Have an amazing weekend, and we'll see you guys on Monday like always.